But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin, let me first thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you support our campaign, let me thank you for that support. I do appreciate it. And I hope sincerely that by the time we get to the end of this process, that you'll be able to sincerely say that you are proud to support this campaign. So thank you. Now, on to this healthcare business. I know the healthcare bill is old news. It's over a year old now, but it's important that we continue to talk about it because there are some important lessons to be learned. Now, just to refresh your memory regarding the quote that you saw at the beginning of this video from Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House. Mrs. Pelosi, back in March of last year, was addressing a group of people trying to convince them during the time that the health care bill was being debated, trying to convince people it was a good thing. And she said, and I quote, "But we have to pass the bill so you can know what's in it, away from the fog of the controversy." To Mrs. Pelosi I say, excuse me, are you serious? Are you serious? You have to pass the bill so that we can know what's in it? Mrs. Pelosi, why not tell us what's in it before you vote on it? I can only think of two reasons. Number one, you're afraid that we find out. You don't want us to know. Or number two, you don't know what's in it. To you, the American voter, I would suggest to you that Mrs. Pelosi probably never read the bill. I would suggest to you that the vast majority of representatives that voted for the bill never read it. And I'm just not making that up out of thin air. I have another quote for you that I'm going to read from John Conyers. John Conyers is a Democrat from Michigan, and Mr. Conyers was at the Press Radio Club on July 24th of last year. And while he was there, they asked him whether or not the House representatives had read the bill. Let me read to you his response because it's telling, if nothing else. He said, and I quote, "What good is reading the bill if it's 1,000 pages and you don't have 2 days and 2 lawyers to find out what it means after you read the bill?" To Mr. Conyers, I would say, are you serious? You're telling us that you have not read the bill because A, you don't have time, and B, you don't have the legal knowledge to understand what it means? If that's the case, Mr. Conyers, if you don't have time to read legislation before you vote on it, perhaps you don't belong in Congress. What a novel idea. Mr. Conyers, if you don't read bills because you can't understand what they mean, perhaps you ought not be in Congress. Perhaps you need to find another line of work, Mr. Conyers. Friends, let me give you one more piece of this, and then I'll tie it all together for you. You remember the president all through the debate. He would say, you know, if this passes, no one's going to lose their health insurance. You're going to be able to keep the insurance you have. You're going to be able to keep the doctor you have. No one's going to get between you and your doctor. Remember that? Friends, the president lied to you. He lied to you, and he lied to me. How do I know? Well, there's a lot of ways, but just a couple of weeks ago, a McKinsey quarterly report was issued. It was all over the news. This McKinsey quarterly report surveyed employers, studied this whole issue. You know what they found? They found that today, about 30% of all America's employers are planning to drop health care insurance if Obamacare comes to fruition in 2014. 30%! I would suggest to you that number is going to get even higher. 50% by the end of the year. 70% perhaps by 2014. But even if it doesn't get that high, 30% is still unacceptable. And why are they going to drop health care coverage? It's simple mathematics. It's a lot cheaper for them to drop your health care coverage and pay the government penalty than it will be for them to pay the insurance premiums that go up. So they're just going to drop your policy because it's cheaper. And if your company drops your policy, you're only going to have one choice. You're not going to be able to keep your Blue Cross and Blue Shield because you won't be able to afford it. Your only choice is going to be to go on the government program. You're going to lose your health insurance, you're going to lose your doctor, and you're going to end up on the government program. When Obama tells us that you're going to be able to keep your health insurance and you're going to be able to keep your doctor, it is a lie. There's no way to put it. It is a lie. Now, let me say this. Our healthcare system is not broken. We have the best healthcare system in the world. People still come here from all over the world to get healthcare here. What's broken is our health insurance system. In fact, we don't even have health insurance. Let's take the health insurance model and apply it to our cars. If we apply the same model to our cars, we would have this little Blue Cross and Blue Shield card, and every time we went to the gas station, we would pay for the gas with that card. Blue Cross and Blue Shield would buy the gas, would pay for the tires, would fix the windshield. Blue Cross and Blue Shield would do everything. See, that's not insurance. We don't have health insurance. What we have is a middleman paying our bills for us. That's not insurance. The insurance system is broken. The healthcare system is not. And there are three primary reasons why the health insurance system is broken. And guess who's responsible for all three of them? The federal government. The first and biggest reason why it is broken is because the government got involved in bringing to fruition the HMO system in the 1970s. Prior to that system, there was only one HMO in the entire country, and virtually no one used it because it was so bad. But the government decided this was a big idea, or a good idea rather, and they made it the staple, the foundation of our healthcare insurance system. And that system has regulated competition out of the industry. There's no more competition left because of the HMOs, and no competition means prices go up. The second reason that our health insurance system is broken is the government's continued insistence on paying exorbitant fees through their Medicaid and Medicare programs. They pay way above market value through those two programs, and that causes prices to go up. And third, the government continues to encourage a tort system, which has driven the cost of insurance for doctors through the roof. Doctors and hospitals now spend so much money on insurance, and somebody's got to pay the bill. They pass it off on us. Friends, the health insurance system is broken, and the best way to fix it is not to turn it over to the government, it is to get the government out of it. For crying out loud, the federal government cannot even run the post office. The federal government can't seem to balance the budget. The federal government cannot seem to get the concept that you can't spend money that you don't have. Why on earth are we stupid enough to believe they can provide our health care? They can't. What's the lesson here? There's a couple of lessons here. First of all, it's time we hold our elected officials responsible. We do not pay them to run around speaking in platitudes. We do not pay them to run around for photo ops. We do not pay them to sit in committee meetings and blather on for hours about how wonderful they are. We pay them to lead, and they're not leading. It is time they go. It is time they go. The second lesson in this is that the driving forces behind this health care bill are the same driving forces that are going after immigration, and that are going after gay marriage, and that are going after the debt ceiling, and they have proven themselves to be liars. Do not believe them. They are liars. My friends, I need your support. If you want Obamacare repealed, and I hope you do, I need your help to get it done. I need two things from you. First of all, we need new senators and new congresspersons elected in 2012. We need to shake up the House and the Senate again, and we need to get real, genuine conservatives in office who are willing to repeal. And that I need your vote for U.S. President, because I will sign a repeal bill. In fact, I'm not going to make many promises on this campaign, but this one promise I will make you. I guarantee you. If you elect me President of the United States, there will be a pen in my pocket on Inauguration Day. And if the Congress can get a simple one-sentence bill into my hands on Inauguration Day, a simple one-sentence bill that repeals Obamacare, I promise you that as soon as I utter the last words of my oath of office, I will pull out that pen and I will sign that bill, and Obamacare will be history. We can do this. We can do this. Will you help me? Will you help me? Thank you.